just crazy because it doesn't really register that our job is to go into a motorcycle dealership and just play with bikes and stuff. Like Chase gets to play a little bit more than I do because he's got the first ride stuff that he does for his channel. But for me, I get to, fucking the other day, I got to play with, in the showroom, I got to mess with a Super Duke, a KTM 1290 Super Duke R. Holy fuck, that bike is nuts. Like, I just didn't, I don't know why I didn't think that I would get to play with cool bikes, but I just didn't. But, yeah, it's really a lot of fun, and I'm really excited to see like where this is gonna take my motorcycle stuff, as well as like my own interest in motorcycles, because I get to play with so many different kinds of bikes that I get to see like the good and bad stuff of every single bike. But yeah, like I get to see so many different bikes being in, like we were in a different dealership every single day. And each dealership has kind of like a specialization of what they sell or what they deal with a lot more than the other ones. So like one of the dealership is really focused on Can-Ams. Another one looked like it was really kind of focused on off-road and UTVs and stuff like that. And we get the opportunity to really look at a bunch of different vehicles and different bikes that I feel like most people don't really get the chance to. And I guess that makes sense because the fact that we're, you know, working with these dealerships. But I don't know, like the first couple times it took me a minute to get used to what I was doing. I mean, I was there to film bikes, and the first couple of times it's like, nah dude, I don't want to move that, I don't want to touch it, like that bike is worth more than my life. And I don't want to fuck it up. And then slowly, as we were doing the process and everything, it really kind of came through that they kind of expect us to move the stuff. This fucking road is awesome. And they were kind of like, oh well, I mean, if you want us to move it, we can, but you know, we kind of figured you guys might. That's what I was assuming they had going on their head, and I had to find a couple people every once in a while. And that shit got really annoying. It's like, hey, I need to move the bike, and fuck it, I'll do it. So we played with a Super Duke R. We played with a couple of KTM, or not KTM, a couple of Can-Am side-by-sides, which is really cool. Like I said, I got the Honda Valkyrie. we did a Honda Grom too, which is really fucking funny. Honda Grom, a fucking Suzuki Hayabusa, I mean, V-Stroms, like, it's crazy. We've literally touched every single aspect of motorcycling doing this dealer stuff, the C2W Media, and it's been kind of eye-opening. You know, when I got into motovlogging, it was, you know, obviously heavily focused on my sport bike and the sport bikes that, you know, I surround myself with and the community and whatnot, but you don't really realize how big motorcycling is until you get introduced or you deal with every single niche of the community. And I thought that shit was really kind of cool. Obviously, a dealership is not the proper place to really get introduced to things, but and talking about all these different bikes, like I've had the opportunity to ride, you know, you guys have obviously seen everything I've ridden so far, but you know, given any day that I'm not on Tesla and I'm on something else, it's obviously a different experience, but it's also like a consistently building, like, it's like a Rolodex for muscle memory on motorcycles. It's really cool. If you guys ever get the chance to ride multiple different bikes, like if you got a bunch of good friends that ride and they'll let you ride their machines, definitely do it, because each motorcycle is completely different. And you would think that would make sense for, you know, all the different motorcycles, because they're obviously different. They're going to ride differently. They're going to feel different. But it's one thing to know that it's going to, and then a whole nother thing to feel that it's going to be different. And I've gotten to ride a bunch of different bikes that I never dreamed in my entire life that I would get the chance to. And they really change your perspective on how you should ride a motorcycle too, because you get to that point where every bike you ride kind of gives you another look into motorcycles as like a whole. And it gets intense because you know that one bike rides a certain way and then another one rides a completely different way. But at the same time, they both share general characteristics that you know, if you go into a corner too hard and you try and turn, you'll fucking fold and you'll, you know, eat pavement. Like, there's certain stuff that you go bike to bike that you know that, you know, like on a supermoto, I can fucking side by side like this, like back and forth all fucking day. But on something like this, I'll drag a fucking foot peg. And that kind of like Rolodex of knowledge is insanely valuable when it comes to looking at other bikes in a standpoint of buying them or taking them out for a test ride. Like, I don't know, like, because I have so many different experiences on different bikes, like I can make a more educated decision on if I were to purchase something. And, you know, bias plays a lot in purchasing a motorcycle, especially people who are loyal to one company. For me, I think experience on multiple different bikes plays more of a role than loyalty to a certain company. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm fucking Team Yamaha all the way, even though I ride a Suzuki and I also own a Ninja. Like, Yamaha has just produced so many just amazing machines that you can't go wrong with, that why would you really, like, why, I mean, I wouldn't really choose anything else if I could afford to. We're gonna go ahead and make this turn. But, that's something that Mystic has been going through recently. She's been trying to figure out what bike is right for her in the buildup of saving money to purchase a bike, because she works at a dealer. And I keep telling her, I'm just like, wait for the R3, wait for the R3, wait for the R3. Like, being the fact that I've ridden an R6 and I've actually ridden the R6, the R1, and the WR. And being able to ride all three of those machines is definitely, I mean, it's obviously, you know, different platforms, but Yamaha produces quality, and I've been able to tell between all three bikes. And I keep telling her, wait for the R3, wait for the R3, it's gonna be awesome. Like, it's Yamaha. Like, if they fucked it up, they wouldn't, you know, be bringing it, you know, they wouldn't be producing it. And, you know, the R125 has been over in Europe for years. And I've never seen anyone complain about their R125. And those bikes look fucking sick. Like, if I could get that on a 500, like that look, holy shit, I'd be so happy. So when Yamaha released that they were doing the R3, naturally I was like, babe, you need to get that. Like, that's going to be hot. That's going to be the new thing. And because she works in a fucking dealer, she gets to see all these different bikes come in and go out, and she gets to sit on a bunch of different models, and she gets to look at, you know, the different price points and features of each bike. And when you're trying to make an educated decision, it's kind of hard when you can't have something in front of you. You can't touch it. Like, no, you know, no one's got the R3 yet. And I don't think they're going to have the R3 until, I think, spring of 15. And for me, like, I just wait for the R3, babe. Everything else will still be here. Wait for the R3. And for everybody else who's looking at, you know, making trips to dealers and looking at maybe possibly getting a new bike or a used bike, the biggest thing I can say is go to just a bunch of different dealers, handle a bunch of different bikes. Even if it's not something you can see yourself on, like, you know, all the time, like as your bike, fucking take it out for a test ride. You know, figure out what it feels like. When Chase goes and does these first ride videos that he does with a dealer, he comes back with genuine, like, holy shit, I didn't expect that at all from that bike. And, you know, being motorcyclists that we are, a lot of us have formulated opinions about other things that we may not want to ride or we may not think is cool or whatever. But sincerely, like, go ride and touch and handle as many different bikes as you can, because none of it's going to harm you in your decision making. Like, it's only going to help you. Go play at a dealership for an hour. Go just rummage through what they've got and see all the different bikes, and if you can test ride them, fucking do it. There's nothing that all the dealer can say to you is you can't test ride this machine. That's all they can do. The test ride for you, if you're legitimately in the market to buy a bike and you tell them, like, yeah, I need to make, you know, educated decisions, most dealerships are going to help you. Like, they're not going to just turn you away. Now, I've heard of a couple of experiences of people not taking someone serious, you know, not taking a potential customer serious, and they lost out on that. But that is the ways of knowing your clientele. So I'm gonna be silent for probably the next week. I got a lot of shit going on with Christmas and CCW media stuff. So the next vlog you guys will see should be the next new year, and Tesla should be up and running. So you guys take it easy, be safe, have a happy holiday, and I'll see you guys in 2015. All right, thanks so much for sticking with me. It's been an awesome season. I'll see you guys later. All right.